Hello, and welcome to the adventures of Wally and Jeffery, the naughty orphans from Snod Hill. One day, Mrs Slimebottom, the matron of Snod Hill Orphanage for Waifs and Strays, asked Wally and Jeffery to fetch her a fish for her supper. Now, instead of going to the fishmongers, they decided to try and catch a fish themselves. Wally, why are we trying to catch a fish ourselves? Because it's cheaper, Jeffery. Cheaper, Wally? Oh yes, it's much cheaper, Jeffery. Don't you know that Mrs Slimebottom makes us pay for everything out of our pocket money? But why does she do that? Because she's mean, Jeffery. But don't worry, we'll get our own back, and we'll catch a fish ourselves for free. Yeah, but where are we going to catch a fish from, Wally? Duh, the river. Don't you ever use your brains? Oh no, I don't like to use my brains in the daytime, else I'll have nothing left to dream with when I go to bed. Stupid. Anyway, the River Snod goes through the grounds of the orphanage, doesn't it? So we'll catch a fish from there. Are you sure there's fish in it? Yeah, well, it's a river, isn't it? Rivers have fish, don't they? Yeah, but the River Snod's only got shopping trolleys in it. Here, what kind of fish do you think the old trout wants? I don't know, Jeffery. Perhaps a nice piece of salmon? Oh, I like salmon. Do you think there'll be enough fish for us to have fish for supper? Oh, don't worry about that, Jeffery. We'll make sure there's enough fish. What sort of fish? Pilchards. Pilchards? But they're in a small tin. Yes, I know that, Jeffery. Yeah, but how are you going to get the fish to swim into a small tin? Oh, stupid. You don't have to get the fish to swim into a small tin. Oh, they're already in it, aren't they? That's where they live. All you got to do is look in the water to find the tins. Oh, here. Wally, are we going to use like a fishing rod and a line and a hook and a worm and everything? No, we're taking a net. Who's a net? A fishing net, you daft nit. Oh, a daft fishing net. Net. Your ignorance is astounding, Jeffery. You only use a rod and a line and a hook when you're trying to catch flies. Flies? Yes. You've seen them on the television, haven't you? Wading through the river, catching blue bottles on the end of their hooks. Yeah, but why do they do that, Wally? Well, how should I know? They're obviously not very tasty. Perhaps when they're going fly fishing, they mean they're trying to catch flying fish. Don't be ridiculous, Jeffery. There's no such thing as flying fish. Well, salmon flies, doesn't it? Salmon? No, salmon jumps. Yeah, well, how can it do that? Hasn't got any legs. Just because you haven't seen them, Jeffery, doesn't mean to say there isn't any legs. Yeah, but why do salmon jump, Wally? Well, that's simple. They've obviously gone too far down the river. Well, what's that got to do with anything? Well, when they've gone too far down the river, that's where all the bigger stones are and the rocks and everything, and they have to jump over them, don't they? After all that bickering, Wally and Jeffery made their way down to the river. Now, come along, Jeffery. We haven't got all day. I'm here. Good. Give me that net. Now, you go out there and wade into the river and get ready to catch the fish. What? Oh, don't muck about, Jeffery. Go out into the river and get ready to catch the fish with your hands. Yeah, but what are you going to do? Well, I've got to deal with the net, haven't I? What are you going to do with that? What do you think I'm going to do with it? I'm going to go up to that bridge, I'm going to hold it out like that over the river, and when you've caught a fish, you can put it in the end, can't you? You're going onto the bridge? Of course, while I'm in the river, getting wet. You can't make an omelette without grating cheese, Jeffery. Yeah, but you can't make a glass of orange juice by peeling a banana neither. Will you stop that whining and get into the river? Oh, all right. But wait, Wally. Are there any sharks in there? Sharks? Don't be ridiculous. Of course there's no sharks in the river. It's the wrong season for sharks, isn't it? So Jeffery waded out into the river. Luckily, the water only went up to his ankles. Wally, meanwhile, went up onto the bridge. You see, Jeffery, the advantage for me being up here is that I can see down into the water and see if there's any fish. Oh, and are there any fish? Not yet, no. Well, shall I catch something else then? Like what? A cold? Stupid. Look, there's a fish. Go on, catch that. Jeffery looked for the fish, trying to catch it with his bare hands. Where's it gone? There it is. No, oh, he slipped through my fingers. Oh, you're hopeless, you are. Well, can't you help by sticking the net into the water? Don't be ridiculous, Jeffery. That's no good. The net won't hold water. There's too many holes. Ow. Anyway, look, there's another fish there, look. Jeffery chased the next fish, and luckily he managed to catch it. I got it, Wally. Careful. I got it. Good. Come on, Jeffery, get it in the net. Ooh, it doesn't look very healthy, Wally. What do you mean? Looks a bit grim to me. No, give it here. Throw it up. Oh, all right, yeah. Ooh. I see what you mean, Jeffery. Doesn't look healthy at all. No, put it back. Oh. So Wally threw the fish back to Jeffery, and Jeffery let it go. Funny that. It looks all right now, Wally. Look at it swim away. Yes, well, it didn't look well to me. What did you think was wrong with it then, Wally? Well, I thought that was obvious. The poor little blighter had trouble breathing. Well, I think it would be better if we were to fish for the fish that looks like the fish you get in the fishmongers. Do you know what, Jeffery? That's the most sensible thing you've said to me all day. And Wally started to go. Hey, Wally, where you going? What? Well, I'm going to the fishmongers. But I thought you said that would cost all our pocket money. No, it won't. Because I'm clever, see? I'm not going to ask for a live fish. I'm going to ask for a dead one. Much cheaper. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little story. Join me again next time for more adventures of Wally and Jeffery, the naughty orphans from Snod Hill. Till then, bye-bye. If you've enjoyed these stories, you may be interested to know that I'm a writer and I've written some books. This is my best book at the moment, Splidge the Cragflinger, about a boy of 12 who is entered into the royal tournament. Ever so exciting, so check out the links below. Oh yeah, and if you like these stories, don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends. Bye-bye.